What is up, Kryptonians? I've had a busy past week or so. I had to go out of town. I didn't have time to do a lot of the videos that I would have had scheduled for last weekend. Daredevil, Born Again, I was supposed to review like the first episode or two of The Last of Us. Like, there's just a lot of stuff. And obviously, Sinners came out last week and I didn't get a chance to talk about it. So let's get into Sinners. Let's talk about this movie because I've been dying to talk about it for a week. Sinners is directed by Ryan Coogler. You guys know who Ryan Coogler is at this point. I mean, Creed, Black Panther, Fruitvale Station. I mean, the guy has been around and directed some pretty damn good movies. Starring in this movie is his best friend, Michael B. Jordan, as twins, Smoke and Stack. Hailee Steinfeld in this movie, Delroy Lindo. You've got Jamie Lawson. You've got Wunmi Mosaku. This is a period piece that's set back in the 1930s when a pair of twins escape from a life and they go back to their hometown of Mississippi to start over. They discover an even greater evil is waiting for them in Mississippi, and so now they have to band together with the rest of their hometown to try to fend off this evil and survive until the morning. This was on my most anticipated list for a reason. I love Ryan Coogler. I love most of the people involved in the making of this movie. The trailers all looked amazing. The posters, like, they were knocking it out of the park with all the posters, even the floating head posters that everybody hates so much. This was a transcendent experience at the movies, and yes, I would highly recommend that you check it out in IMAX. There's a lot of different formats you could check this movie out in, but if you want the biggest, loudest, most immersive experience, and if you want the experience that it feels like the film was most designed for, check it out in IMAX. This might go down as a generational banger in more ways than one. This movie is firing on all cylinders. It is 100% hit ratio. Like, everything in this movie is gonna go down as like the most memorable and iconic scene ever. That's what it feels like, at least. This is one of those movies that we might look back on and say, Ryan Coogler, that was his magnum opus, right? Like, this was his Reasonable Doubt, his Illmatic. This was his Cowboy Carter. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the one that should finally start reigning in the awards for Ryan Coogler, even though you could argue maybe he could have gotten some awards before this. I have to shout out the filmmaking first, man, because the filmmaking is the most special aspect of this. Ryan Coogler might as well be one of the damn stars in the movie himself. This is so sublimely directed and so vivid in terms of the visual imagery that is captured on screen here. This is not just visual storytelling on a whole other level than any other film that's come out in 2025, but it's a film that has deliberation and resonance in every single frame. Every single shot of this movie is filmed with a purpose and filmed as beautifully and as gorgeously as it could have been filmed. There's a lot of beautiful shots in this movie that emphasize how gorgeous Black skin is. I love what he's doing with the aspect ratio. I love the density of the frames that he's utilizing in this movie. Like, I could wax poetic about how amazing this movie is shot. I could do that for like the rest of the video. All the acting in here is pure masterclass shit, right? I mean, every actor and actress in this movie is performing their role not only to the best of their ability, but maybe to the best that their ability has ever brought them. Michael B. Jordan has always been a really good actor. Here he plays twins and he plays them so distinctly and so perfectly. They absolutely feel like two completely different people. Shout out to Wunmi Mosaku. She's been around in other things. You might have seen her in Loki or in Batman v Superman, Lovecraft Country. She was really good in that show. Definitely one of her strongest performances too. She kind of is the spiritual and emotional anchor of the entire film in a lot of ways. Shout out to Hailee Steinfeld. Normally this would be the part of the video where I thirst over her and I just say a bunch of like really provocative sexual things, and I'm not gonna, well, okay, I'm gonna do that privately, internally, but I'm also gonna shout out her performance. She was performing on a different level than I've seen her in a while, and maybe it's also that I haven't seen her in a movie in a while. Like, when was the last time Hailee Steinfeld was in a movie? She was spectacular. She was talking in a way that was moving furniture, and it was moving the needle in a lot of ways. Miles Catton, I hope I'm saying his name right. He's a musician that also, like, this serves as his acting debut, and he gives one of the greatest performances in the entire film. I have no idea how Ryan Coogler was able to get this kind of performance out of him, considering it's his first acting gig. This movie has a heavy emphasis on music. In fact, just like the directing and the visual style, the music is a character of the movie. It is that important to the story and the plot. This movie heavily focuses on blues, and it focuses on the culture of blues and where it came from. There's just a whole subtext of things about the music in this movie that I can't even talk about because it feels like it would be spoilerish. But the score here, Ludwig Göransson, I think that's his name. I know who Ludwig is, I'm just really bad with names, but he was spectacular. Like, this is one of the best scores that I've heard in my entire life, or at least for like the last 5-10 years. This score is just like the rest of the movie. It's dripping in aura, it's dripping in sexiness and tension, and oh yeah, sexiness, by the way. I should mention that the movie movie is horny as hell. Ryan Coogler definitely leans into a lot of that. There is some nasty, nasty shit going on in this movie. We appreciate a director that's willing to put in the work on that shit. So kudos to you, Ryan, for being exactly what I know you are. So shout out to the world building in a movie like this. There is so much that is teased and hinted at, and there are so many layers to the story and the characters. Almost all the characters have complexities to them that are fully fleshed out on screen. And I love that this movie has a lot on its mind. This movie is very resonant from a thematic standpoint, from a social commentary standpoint. Like, if you want a movie that just you don't have to think about and you can just watch it for how fun it is, he gives you that for sure. For a movie that has a deeper emotional resonance, especially among Black people, especially among people in the South, especially among like the culture with music and blues, like there's a lot there to unpack. There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of layers to this. And I love the fact that Ryan is going there with it. Like, he's swinging for the fences. It's very ambitious and grandiose in that way. This is a movie that feels very epic. It feels very timely. It has a lot that it's chewing on, and it also has a lot on the plate for you to chew on as well. Like, yes, there's blood, there's gore, there's a lot of suspense. I wouldn't say the movie's scary or anything like that, but be prepared for some pretty exciting moments. Do not leave when the movie ends. There is a mid-credit scene that mostly serves as an epilogue, and there is some great stuff in that epilogue as well. Ryan Coogler has crafted a masterpiece that makes you want to go back and revisit it over and over again, because I feel like you're gonna find new shit every time you watch it. As far as negatives in the movie, I mean, I don't really have anything, man. I don't really have anything that I can like point to and be like, yeah, that was a big issue in the movie. It is kind of messy, I guess you could argue that. It's messy in the sense that it is trying to do a lot, and it feels like a lot of different movies that have all been folded into one. So if you like things to be a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more simple, I guess you could take issue with that. I suppose there are a couple of like contrivances or conveniences with the script where a character makes a decision that impacts the rest of the plot, and it feels kind of dumb, but it also just makes sense. So I can't even say that that's like a real issue for me. It's a movie that is filled to the brim with epic, amazing, awesome moments. There is one scene in particular in this movie. Holy shit. This one scene is like one of the most impactful scenes. Like, I had goosebumps, man, all over the place. My nipples were hard as fuck. Okay, I probably shouldn't have said that, but you know what? I'm so excited about the movie, I'm just gonna leave that in. Challenge any of my people to not watch that scene and not get some, you know, some areola stiffness. Sinners was awesome. Sinners was amazing. Sinners was epic, and it deserves the highest praise I can give it. Superman Prime. If you haven't seen Sinners yet, I implore you, I beg you, go to the theater and watch this movie, and preferably watch it in IMAX. Those are my thoughts on Sinners. Tell me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Where would you rank it among Ryan Coogler's filmography? Put that in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.